Yeah, very good evening to one and all present here. Can you hear my voice? So all the participants, please kindly mute on your video and audio. Thank you so much. So I would like to welcome our resource person, Dr. S. Sidambaram, Associate Professor, the Department of Information Technology, National Engineering College, Koilpatti, Tamil Nadu. Sir.
Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Let me start the session, sir.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
So in this wonderful occasion, I would like to thank the management principal and the head of the department, the EC department, Dr. Ananda Krishnan, for giving this opportunity. And let me share my presentation.
Yeah, sure, sir.
I hope the slide is visible now. Isn't it, sir? Is my presentation visible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yeah,
it's
is
visible,
it?
Sir.
Yeah, sir. Yes, yes. Thank you, sir.
Yes,
thank you, sir. Thank you. So, this one is the 5 days FDP. For the last 4 days, you have spent it for learning. That is a teaching learning practices, the various kind of content delivery methods, and in terms of research methodologies, what will be the different types of methodologies are available, and all those things will be covered by the different resource persons. So in this session, in this today's session, let us have a discussion of leveraging the technology for teaching, learning, and assessment. So let us slightly move on to that. My overview of my presentation is the role of teachers and learners and learning management system, online resource management, supporting tools, and assessment methodologies, and different types of assessment tools available. So before we go for having the discussion related to teaching learning practices, so we can have 3 more quotes which is given by the famous personalities. So Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So creativity is the key to success in the future, and the primary education is where the teachers can bring creativity in children's at their level. So the at the same time, the Bill Gates, he has mentioned about the technology is just a tool. So in terms of getting the kids working together and motivating them, the teachers is the most important for that. Okay. Then Dr. Radhakrishnan, he has quoted that the true teachers are those who help us think for ourselves. So from that, I want to share that is what is the role of teachers and learner. So as we know that as faculties, we may have already known about that, what is the role of teachers and learner. So whenever we go for teaching in a classroom, so before that, I want to say that before 2 decades back, the teaching learning practice in the classroom is differ by compared to now. So that is the actual scenario. So here the teachers can act as a facilitator only. The teachers, they can't as like before 20 years back, we cannot ask the students to sit for long time to learn and everything. So the students can learn in any kind of forums. Nowadays there are so many different kinds of forums are available, so many different types of tools and softwares are available, so through which they can easily learn and they can update their knowledge. So at the same time, there is a necessary to give a proper guidance to the students. So that is very, very essential. So in this part only, the main and the teacher's role is very, very essential. At the same time, it is by compared to students, we have to learn a lot. So that is also our main responsibilities at present. So before 2 decades back, if our teachers have assigned some kind of assignments, then straightly we will move on to the library and we will refer more than one books, and we will write the assignments. Then we will as a handwritten copy. Then we will submit to the teachers. So nowadays it won't be like that. So in the place itself, they can they can easily collect the materials from different kinds of web sources. Like it may be they may depends on the different types of AI tools, and they can collect the data and they can give it as a separate assignment. So here the role of teacher is the quality of the content. At the same time, how much level the students can understand and they have delivered in the assignment. So these are all the some kind of additional parameters or rubrics we can follow it for in order to know about what will be the level of the students. So here these are all the different types of roles or features of teachers as well as the learners. So the primary role to facilitate the learning and impart the knowledge, and to acquire the knowledge and skills and understanding, that is a learner's perspective. And the teachers, they can focus on sharing the information, guiding and supporting the students' learning process, and the learners can concentrate on observing the informations and they can develop their skills. So some kind of difference between the teachers and learner is the responsibility. That is by compared to all other features, the responsibility is very huge for the students, for the teachers, because we are going to create the next generation people, that is experts for the next 50 years or 60 years. We are going to generate the next society. So that is the ultimate responsibility of the teachers. So as a learners at the beginning level, they are some of the students, they may be sluggishness to attend the classes and understand the concepts and reproduce in the examinations. But later on that, they may have understand what is the importance of learning and they may have developed their skills. Then similar to that, the authorities, communications, motivations, and the engagements is also there. So we have to engage the students with some kind of activities in a classroom. At the same time, in the ex-office hours also, we can give it by means of giving some assignments and submit in the online portal. So through which we can engage both the learners as well as the learners to involve in the classroom activities. So these are all the major differences there. So so as per our topic, that is teaching learning practices and assessment. So as per the revised, the faculties, those who are having the NBA accredited departments, they may have already aware of it. So NBA, they have revised that their rules as well as their structured template. So in that modified form of NBA document, there are 5 different types of criteria are considered as a dominant criteria. The criteria 1, that is outcome-based curriculum, outcome-based teaching learning, outcome-based assessment, then faculty contribution and continuous improvement. So in the previous NBA SIR, you may have already seen that is the first criteria will deals with the vision and mission, and the second one is teaching deals with the teaching learning practices, and the third one deals with the attainment, the COPO attainment process, and later on that it may be CO4 placement as well as the students' activities, and likewise it goes on. So in this revised NBA SIR, that is the first 3 criteria they have exclusively given for outcome-based curriculum framing structures, outcome-based teaching learning process, and outcome-based assessment. So with these small introductions, I wish to continue my sessions to the next level. So there are 2 different types of approaches are there at present. That is a teacher-centered approach as well as the student-centric approach. So teacher-centric approach is before 2 decades back, it was a teacher-centric approach. So the faculties, faculties and students will be present in the classroom, and then the teachers, they will deliver the content. So it will be just like a one-way communications, and the students or the learners, they will listen the topics and then listen and remain. They will always, the maximum time they will keep it as a silent. Okay. So they will be act as a passive listener, and they won't be like an active listener. So if they have a doubts or clarification, 1 or 2 students, they may have asked the questions and they may be interacted. So it was like a teacher-centric approach. So the teacher-students collaboration is not very common. So collaboration in terms of involving in any kind of learning activities. So this is the actual thing. So by compared to that, the learner-centric approach is differ by compared to teaching-centric approach. In the learner-centric approach, that is the faculties or the students, the both two people, they can join together and they can involve in the learning activities, learning as well as teaching activities. So it will be like a collaborative skill sharing process. We can call it as a collaborative skill sharing process. So both the educators and students, they can share the equal focus, and significantly the higher level of students teachers interaction will be there, and it allows the teachers learners to acquire the collaborative skills and communicative skills through the group work activities. So that is the actually learner centric approach. So the learner, they can have a full freedom to learn along with the faculties. At the same time, they can also independently, and they can at the same time, the learners, if they have any kind of doubts and clarification, they can easily mingle with the faculties and they can clarify their doubts now and then. Okay, so that is a learner centric approach. Okay, is it okay? So for that, is it okay? Is my voice is audible? Can I proceed further?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you. Then now let us move on to that learning management system. So in most of the institutions, we are following the learning management system. So there are different types of both the students as well as the faculties. They can involve the learning management systems for teaching as well as posting some kind of contents relevant to our courses and assigning the topics, assigning the assignments and other activities. So for that purpose, the LMS in all the institutions they are following, they are using by compared to. So it is very easy for us to maintain all the documents in a digital format. So whenever some kind of accreditation, as like NBA, NAC, or some other accreditation bodies, they have visited our institutions, we can easily show the documents, and then we can confirm that the teaching learning process is happening in a regular manner. So for that purpose only, we go for using this learning management system. This one is a digital platform, and it facilitates the creation, delivery, tracking, and management of educational content. So that is the main ultimate goal of maintaining the LMS. So at what time period this LMS was very popular? That is during the COVID time period only. We can have a habit for handling the classes and doing all the activities through online. So in such a cases only, we on that time we searched for that. We may have already recollect those days. That is conducting some kind of classes through various online meeting. Like on that time, maximum the most of the organization, they have used the Zoom meeting, and Google Meet also. We have some of the organization they have used, and WebEx meeting is also they have used. Okay, so and on that particular time period only, they have the people, they think about that, in which places we can maintain. We can conduct the various kind of assessments to the students, as well as we can share our course materials content to the students. So in that particular situation only, the learning management system concepts have come. And initially we have used the Google Classroom, and then later on that we have moved on to that Moodle Classroom. And in my institutions, we can have the individual customized LMS software we can have. So within the organization, we can have the separate server. So in that server, we are posting all the course relevant materials, and the students, they can also share their assignments, submitted assignments, and other assessment process. So we are also maintaining. So that is a very important, because instead of maintaining all the documents in the paper format, when we go for a digital formats, there is a necessity to provide the security for our data or our content. So that is very important. Okay, So in this aspect only, the LMS is took a major role, and this one is a technology enhanced teaching and learning and assessment. It leverages the digital tools like platform to improve the educational experience, encompassing the interactive learning, personalized instructions, and efficient assessment methods. So these three things are very, very important. So while we go for framing the curriculum, there is a necessary to confirm that in which type of content delivery method we are going to use while we go for handling the classes. Then what will be the assessment procedures we have planned, because with respect to the different unit complexity, that is in terms of CO, course outcome complexity level, the different types of assessments we may have planned. Because at the primary level, at the CO1 level, we may have an introduction part, and later on that we may, in the complexity level for that particular subject or particular course, it may be increased, and at the final CO5 we may have an application level of contents. So in this aspect only we can conduct the different types of assessments for different COs. Okay. Then let us have what will be the key features are available for LMS. That is a course management and content delivery, collaborative tools, and assessment and evaluation. So for that purpose, we may have used, it may be quizzes or assignments or grading mechanisms. So streamline evaluations. So everything we can conduct. So we can, in our LMS, we can maintain the separate dashboard. In the dashboard, we can initially we can enroll all the students, and then we will post all the contents relevant to our course, like course materials, and what will be the steps we have taken for slow learners, fast learners. Then we can have a course committee meeting minutes, then question bank, and then individual course wise attendance, then some kind of COA and survey. If we have conducted organized a survey for individual courses, we can also share it. So likewise, when in the next upcoming slides, we will detailedly discuss about what will be the different types of the assessment mechanisms we can conduct in LMS. So then personalized learning, progressive tracking, integration capabilities, then security and accessibility. So these are all the different types of LMS features we can have. So through which we can easily find out what will be the level of the students and whether they have submitted. So for example, if any one of the students have submitted the assignment, and then what will be the level of the students in that particular content, and we can also grade it. If the students they have not submitted, means that's we have to counsel the students, and then we can ask about what will be the reason for not submitting the assignment in time. Then we can also instruct the students to submit it. So everything will become recorded in a LMS. At what time period we have posted the course content. So everything have been recorded, and at the end of each and every semester, the auditing through the academic auditing process, these are all the activity. What will be the activities we have done while we are handling the subject to the students? It will be verified by the authorized people. So that is the auditing process. As you know that in the non-university affiliated organizations, all the organizations, they are conducting some external audit by means of inviting the people from outsiders, and they will also verify and they will acknowledge. Then what will be the benefits of LMS? It denotes that the flexibility, scalability, and cost effectiveness, engagement, and data driven insights. So these are all the some kind of important benefits for LMS, because the students they can access at any time and anywhere the course material. It may be a course material, or it may be submission of any kind of quizzes, or otherwise some kind of other project based learning methods. So whatever the things we can, they can do it at any time and anywhere. So that is also a cost effective one. At the same time that we can engage all the students to involve in a specific activity. So that is also possible. So different types of assessment methods we can conduct, different types of content delivery methods we can conduct, and we can also share it to our students. So through which the students can easily be benefited in order to learn one particular course. Then what will be the different types of platforms we are using, LMS platforms? So as we have discussed earlier, That's a Moodle Classroom, Google Classroom, or Blackboard. Then Canvas, that is a cloud-based LMS. It is preferred by some of the universities. And Edmodo, so that is a social media like LMS for school educations. So that is some kind of tools. It may be comfortable. So based on our objective, based on our course, so we can also follow the such a kind of tools. There's some kind of institutions we can have the separate LMS softwares, so we can also use it. And different types of assessments we can have. That's a formative assessments, summative assessments, and self-assessments. So formative assessments denotes that conducting some kind of quizzes, polls, and short tests for continuous evaluation. So that is for what purpose we are using such a kind of assessment is, while we are handling the classes in the handling the courses in the classroom, if it is a 45 minutes or 50 minutes duration, so the student's attention will be up to 15 minutes. Then after that, we can also give some kind of interactive activities like we can also insist the students to attend the quizzes, online quiz, or otherwise poll. We can conduct the poll, and based on the whatever the contents we have delivered in the classroom. So first 50 minutes content delivery we have done it. Then after that, based on the content what we have delivered, we can conduct one quiz at the end of this. Then later on that, in the 15 minutes we can spend it for sharing the remaining topics. Then we can conduct one poll, so through which we can easily understand how much level the concept have reached to the student side. So that is also important. So that is a formative assessment. That is apart from that, we may have conducted some kind of IIT test or some kind of other slip test or some kind of other mechanisms we may have followed. But during the class hours, the 50 minutes have to be engaged, and all the students have to be inside the class. So I hope you can understand, because some of the students, they may be physically present and they may be mentally outside the class. So it is our responsibility to keep all the students inside our class and attend the understand the concepts what we have delivered. Then summative assessment. So it can have a midterm or final examinations to measure the overall learning outcomes. So that is for example, the 5 units we have organized a separate test. Then at the end of that, combining all the 5 units, we may have we can conduct the end semester examinations. The students' level, understanding level, as well as the conceptual understanding level, we can easily evaluate in the end semester examination also, because the separate internal assessment test we may have conducted. So for internal marks calculation purpose, and at the end of the semester we may have conducted some the end semester examinations. It may be combined together, both internal and external examinations, and we may get release the result. So that is also very, very important. Then self-assessment, that is a practice test for students to evaluate their understanding. The students, they can self-evaluate themselves, because some of the students, they may be good in technical, but they may not be able to express themselves. So such a kind of students may be there. So we have to identify the students, and then based on that we can conduct the separate assessments. Our ultimate aim is to find out whether the students, they can understand the concept or not. So that is our ultimate aim. So based on that only we can provide the different types of procedures. Then the next type of assessment is a peer assessment. So peer assessment, from the name itself, we can easily understand the peer assessment. That is the students level itself. We can ask the students to evaluate the other students' assignments. The assignments where the students review each other's work. So that is one kind of assessment process, because the students, they may think that the question papers will be evaluated by the faculties. They may have some kind of hesitation. So instead of that, we may have circulate among all the answer papers within the classrooms, and anonymously, that is without knowing the name of the individual students, the people, they can evaluate the other students' marks, and then later on that we may have circulate to the people. So that is a peer level assessments may be there, and project based assessment. So that is also very, very important. So nowadays, in the most of the institutions, we have moved on to the integrated courses, introducing the integrated courses in our curriculum. So before 5 to 6 years back, we can have a individual theory courses as well as a lab courses. So nowadays we have combined both the theory and practical components, and then we have combined as a integrated courses. So for those integrated courses, the separate we may have that's after learning each and every theoretical concepts, the students they can practically experience with that, and they can get a experience learning also. So there is a project based assessment. There is a submission of projects or case studies for practical evaluations. So in such a cases, the faculties can assign some kind of real-time projects, real-time problems by means of field visit, by means of the field visit to the society. Then the students, if they have started to solve the problems and provide the appropriate solution, then that particular product or otherwise project will be helpful to the society. So that is also very, very important. So project based assignment, it should not be just like getting the marks and getting the degree. So it should be impact to the society. That is also important. So that is if you have developed one particular product, then the product should be delivered to the society. At the same time, it should be patented, and then that patent through which we can also get some consultancy work. Then the next level of assessment is a gamified assessment. So that is a interactive quizzes and challenges with rewards and leaderboards. So that is a gamified assessments. So that is a while we go for handling the classes, we may have conduct some kind of quizzes or otherwise polling or otherwise some kind of other tools we may have use it. So in order to attract the students as well as to be present in the classroom, and then they may have we can also motivate the students to learn further. So this one is the dashboard what we have maintained in our institution. So here some of the tools or interactive tools we are using. So activities, list of activities, and some kind of resources, and some of the tools they have also recommended. So here the students we can also, as a faculties, we can assign some, we can provide some assignment. That is the problem based assignments we can conduct, or we can also maintain the attendance, and we can also share the ebooks, chat process we can do it. Then and if the students they have performed well in the classroom assignments as well as other activities, project based learning activities, we can also create some certificate. That is a that is also possible by using this LMS. Then feedback, getting the feedback, we can also, as an instructor, we can upload the files, folders, and we can conduct some kind of games which is relevant to our technical topic. Because for example, in one particular paragraph, we can remove some of the important technical terms. Then that technical terms we can give it as the separately as a matching. That is we can the students they can drag and drop all the technical terms in that particular missing value position in the paragraph. So through which we can calculate, that is for example 10 number of blank spaces we can have. How many number of blank spaces will be filled by the right technical terms? So based on which we can award the marks. So likewise, some kind of gaming. At the same time, we can also use the crossword puzzle. That's it should be relevant to our topic, our technical content. At the same time, the students can also interested to involve in such a kind of activities to learn some new concept in the process. So these are all the some kind of and at the same time the interactive contents and other different types of tools is also available. So while we go for using the maximum number of assessment tools, the students also they may have instead of having the assignments and quizzes, if they are using the different types of tools for assessment purpose, the students may be very much interested to attend, as well as they can also gain some experience. So here some of the key features for assessments: the automated quizzes, randomized and question banks, So question banks and the sharing the question banks is also very much very important one, because when we can also conduct the internal assessment test through online. So in the LMS, that's if we have deployed, if we have uploaded all the questions, that's for example in the one unit, if we have framed the 40 number of questions, then 5 units, 5 fours are 200 number of questions we can post it. Then in a LMS, then out of 200 questions, it has to choose 10 number of questions or 20 number of questions randomly. It will pick the 20 number of questions randomly. So the students, they can't able to it is also the different types of questions we will ask. The students can get a experience, the different students can get a different types of questions. So that is also possible. Then time-based assessment, that is also there. That is for example, if I have posted one assignment today, so I may have assigned the 3 days time period for submission of assignment. So if after 3 days, if the students, if any students, they want to submit the assignment, means it won't allow. So likewise, some kind of time-based assessment as well as we can also provide it. And AI powered proctoring. So nowadays we may have already experienced about that AI powered proctoring techniques for the placement drives. In most of the drives, the even the industry peoples also they are using. It will monitor the students during the online examinations to prevent the malpractices. And the instant grading and the feedback is also there. So if the students, while they go for submitting the assignments, not just like the written assignment, it will be like a match the following or the way fill in the blanks. So based on the answer what they have done, immediately they will get the answer. So there is no need to depend on the teachers or faculties to award the marks. So it will immediately give the grading to the students. So it will reducing the faculty's workload also. So that is these are all the some kind of key features for the assessments. And the rubrics based evaluation, that is also important. So when we go for doing the evaluation or assessment process, there is a necessary to do the rubrics for each and every assessment. It may be an assignment or it may be some kind of other project based learning, project review, or otherwise slip test, whatever we may have conducted, there is a necessary to follow the rubrics. Then plagiarism detection softwares like Turnitin or Unicheck, in order to ensure that the academic integrity process, the students, they have not involved in any kind of plagiarism activities. So that is also very much important. And analytics report. So the performance tracking through the graphical dashboards and the progress report. So after submission of assignments or some kind of other assessments, there will be a dashboard. From the dashboard, we can easily find out how many number of students have submitted the assignment, how many have not submitted, then what will be the percentage of marks they have secured. So likewise, the different types of analysis, we can easily make it. Then integration with the external tools like Google Forms, Microsoft Zoom, or AI-based tutoring system, you can follow. So here the integration means that there is a nowadays there is a, if you want to post the questions, most of the peoples we are using that Google form, creating the Google form and share it, and instead of which we can directly upload all the questions in the LMS, and from that we can as like in the form of eigen format. So you may have already familiar about that. The eigen format is a type of in the notepad we can type the questions along with the answer, choices of different choices of answers along with the answer, exact answer. Then if you have uploaded in the LMS, then the system itself, it will automatically calculate the after submission of all the queries. At the same time, it will also provide grading. Then learning management system. So as these are all the things we have already covered, I hope that is in the Moodle, Canvas, and Blackboard. So these are all the some kind of resources. That is a LMS we are using for both content delivery. At the same time, we can also use it for assessment purpose also, conducting the assessments and sharing their views. And here some of the massive open online courses, some of the courses, list of courses they have given. So usually we can encourage the students to attend the online courses through NPTEL, which is conducted by the various professors from IITs and NITs. So in addition to that, some of the other online MOOC courses is also available. So Coursera, that is a one wonderful platform. So it offers the courses and specializations from the different universities and companies we are doing. Then EDX, that is another MOOC course. Then Udemy is the best. In my perspective, Udemy course is the best one. So the students, they can, if they want to learn some new technologies in terms of computer science background, so they may have, they are advised to do register for any one particular course in a Udemy course, and they can learn a lot. So with the hands-on practices, the students can get a exposure. Then Khan Academy, that is also there. So Edureka portal, in this slide I have not mentioned, the Edureka portal, that is a wonderful platform for learning any kind of particular topic. That is a machine learning, or it may be big data analytics or data science. So likewise, the different technology is also available. So if the students are, if they want to learn that new technology, means they may have used the Edureka portal as well as other massive open online courses. And Quizlet and Kahoot, you may have already hear about that term, that particular platform, Kahoot. That's it will be create a game-based learning platform that make it easy to create, share, and play the learning and games and throw quizzes. For example, so if you are conducting some kind of that's during our ordinary classes, handling the ordinary course content delivery. So if we are conducting Kahoot using the tool, the students, they can involve in the various kind of activities for submission of answers, and it will also rank, and then the first, second prizes will be displayed, the name of this and that particular student will be displayed, and it will show some kind of applause to that the winners of that particular competitions. So it will also indirectly, it will create the motivation towards the students. The students, they can also easily encouraged to involve to learn a lot. At the same time, they can involve in different kinds of activities during the learning process. So while we go for discussing about that term assessment, we should know about that the Bloom's taxonomy level. That is a common the taxonomy, Bloom's taxonomy we are using for assessments. It may be ordinary internal assessment test, or some kind of other assignment questions, or other assessment process we are doing. That is a, we can call it as a K1, K2, K3, K4, K5, and K6 level. So most of the faculties, we may have already familiar about that. So that is a remember, understand, apply, analyze, and evaluate, and create. So while we are using this particular Bloom's taxonomy level, the some of the faculties, so while we are framing the questions, the people, they may think that if we are using that Bloom's taxonomy verb, then it will be falls under this particular category. That is, for example, if I am using the keyword as evaluate or analyze, so it will falls under that K4 or K5 level. But the actual complexity level of the questions may be in a K2 level itself. So in our institutions, as a senior faculties, when I go for doing the scrutiny process for the question, so I have find out such a kind of questions most of the times, and I have also advised the students to avoid such a kind of question setting process in future. So while we go for setting the assessments of setting the questions for conducting any kind of, it may be in semester examinations or IIT examinations, your K1, K2 level. At the same time, the complexity level or revise the proper delivery level of the students have to be on that level. Or otherwise it will be it will be wasted. That is a revised Bloom's taxonomy verbs also. The people, they may have aware of it, but it should be within that particular knowledge level. That is important. So normally in the Bloom's taxonomy level, there are two different types of levels are there. One is a cognitive level and affective domain level, and then psychomotor domain level. There are three different types of levels of assessments we can conduct, and let us discuss one by one. And cognitive domain Bloom's taxonomy level, it is purely focused on the individual skills, intellectual skills. That is how they are critical thinking and problem solving and creating the knowledge base. That is also important. That is a cognitive domain of Bloom's taxonomy. That is we have to, for the known situations, how we are going to provide the solution for that problem. So that is the thing. So if it is an affective domain Bloom's taxonomy level, means it is somewhat different. That is it focus on learner's attitude, values and emotions. That's how they are receiving, how they are responding, valuing, organizing and characterizing. So these of mechanisms we are following for affective domain of Bloom's taxonomy. Psychomotor domain of Bloom's taxonomy, it will fall under the coordinations and movements, it encompassing the areas like imitations, manipulations and naturalization. That's usually in the cognitive domain levels, we are using, we can take the example of submission of assignments or otherwise conducting the quiz. So these are all the things will comes under the cognitive domain level. So in the affective domain levels, conducting the viva voice examinations. That's a one-to-one viva voice examination. The students, they will sit in front of the faculties, and we can also check the understanding level of that particular concept to the students by means of asking questions. Okay, that is the affective domain level, because the one way of understanding the concept is the students, they can write the answer in the paper and it may be evaluated by the faculties. And another type of evaluation process is the students, they can sit in front of the students directly and they can answer the questions. So by compared to cognitive domain level, in the affective domain level, the understanding of knowledge as well as at the same time how fast or otherwise how much level that your delivered content have reached to the learner perspective. So that is also the one of the easiest mechanism we are following. And the psychomotor domain, it will mainly deals with the coordinations or otherwise assigning some task to the group level as a team level work, as like a project works, and conducting the reviews. So that is also it will falls under the psychomotor domain of Bloom's taxonomy. So whatever the things we have discussed so far, I have given as a diagrammatical format. So some of the other assessment tools is also there. That is a open educational resources. So that is in terms of digital library. So usually I used to give the assignment not just like a apply basis or application basis assignments. I won't give it. So my way of providing the assignment question is, the students have to physically go to the library, and then I will also in the weekly once I will provide a separate hours for doing such a kind of activities for each COs. Each is not for every week. For each COs, the students at least they have to physically visit the central library and they have to take the book. And I will also provide this particular answer for that question is question is available on that particular book. The students, they have to physically visit and they have to read the contents, and they have, then only they can answer it. So not just like that referring some kind of web sources and giving the answer. So such a kind of practice have to be given. So then only the students, they may have some kind of involvements towards the learning process. At the same time, the e-content library, e-library is also, facilities is also available in the institutions. The students, they can they have to go through all the e-books contents. At the same time, they can also collect the data. So open stacks That is, it provides a free, peer-reviewed, openly licensed textbooks is also available. Then collaboration and communication tools means the Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams, Slack. So these are all the some kind of medium, some kind of tools we are using for teaching learning practices. So in order to form a group of learners, then at the same time we can also motivate all the learners to involve in various kind of activities. Then educational softwares, that is a Microsoft, the LMS, as we have discussed earlier, virtual classrooms and live teaching, as like a Google Meet or Big Blue Button, that is a open source virtual classroom with whiteboards and polls. We can also conduct. That is a Big Blue Button. That is in the Moodle or otherwise LMS. We can have such a provisions, and we can also conduct the various kind of the online classes through this Big buttons. Then interactive learning platforms. Some of the other platforms is also available. The Smart Sparrow. So it will allow the educators to create adaptive learning experiences. Nearpod, that is another platform. So it is also one kind of conducting the interactive sessions and conducting the assignments and getting the feedback. Class Dojo. Then subject specific softwares is also available. GeoGebra, that is it is exclusively for mathematics. The people, those who are involving the mathematics and science, they can use that particular software and they can get a practical experience on that. And Scratch, that is another software that is suitable for the programming languages for online community. And Rosetta Stone, that is another type of method tools we are using. So these are all the some kind of programming skills development tools we are using. That is a EDX, Code Academy, Free Code Camp, Khan Academy, MIT Open Courseware, SoloLearn. So SoloLearn is the best software for the beginners level. So you can have all the programming languages like HTML, CSS, or C, C++, Java, all the programming languages available. So it will it was like a very interactive, like a forum. So initially they will give a explanation about that concept. Then later on that they will conduct some kind of assessments. There is a smaller level to higher level. So likewise, the different types of forums is also available. Tools is also available. The Code Wars, Code Adventures, W3 Schools is the best website, and Jigs for Jigs, and Code.org, and then Skill Crush. Then in that I have not mentioned the Hacker Rank. That is also a one kind of wonderful platform, Hacker Rank. So in this, the students can, whatever the programming levels they have completed, at the same time they can also get the reward points or otherwise medals. So through which they can also easily motivated to complete more number of programs. At the same time they can also enrich their skills levels. So that is also a important thing. Okay. Then some of the online resources, that is MOOC courses, Coursera, Udemy. So whatever the things we have displayed in the previous slides, we have given as a explanatory format. Then Jigs for Jigs, this is a tutorials for programming and algorithms. W3 Schools, that is a web development tutorial. Hacker Rank, that is a coding challenges as skill development purpose we are using. Then Lead Code, that is also a wonderful platform. The programming and algorithm practice, Lead Code. So the people, those who are trying for placement and opportunity for Zoho or some kind of Infosys or CTS, TCS, the company specific questions also they have shared it in the such a kind of platforms, the Lead Code or Hacker Rank. So the students can easily get benefited and they can also enrich their skills. Then online assessment resources like quiz, polling tools. So Kahoot, Mentry meters, that's a live poll we can also conduct, and interactive presentations, and online examinations and proctoring tools. So ProctorU, then Respondus, ExamSoft, and Safe Exam Browser. So these are all the some kind of proctoring tools. Along with that, online examinations we can use it. So in order to conduct the assessments. So while we are conducting through online forums, we can use such a kind of softwares in order to monitor as well as track the students, whether the students have involved in any kind of malpractice activities. Then cognitive domain level in terms of assessment, the main thing is the students can recalling the facts, terms, and basic concepts and answers. So that is important. So that is a cognitive level of process. So that is a acquisition, process, and use of their knowledge. So some of the important keywords we are using is choose, list, find, match, define, relate, label, tell, show, recall, and select. So these are all the some kind of cognitive domain based key terms we are using for that. Then comprehension, that is also a one kind of tool. It will demonstrate the understanding of facts. So initially in the cognitive skill level, in the first level, we talk about, it tells about the original facts or skills. Here we can demonstrate the understanding of facts. That is also important. Then in the application level, we have to solve the problems in a new situations. That is very, very important, because by compared to already known situations, if you are finding the solution for the problem, means it will be different. For the unknown situations, in the new situations, how your system can how you and the learners is going to provide the solutions, that is also a innovation level. So as we have discussed earlier in the Bloom taxonomy, that's in the first, remember, understanding, there is no need to have a extra effect. The students, if they have understand the classes, if they have attending the classes properly and understand the concepts, they can easily produce in the exam paper. So instead of that, if you go for a higher level, like apply level, analyze level, evaluate, then create level, means it will be somewhat higher level. That is they have to understand the concepts and apply their the known knowledge to the real-time applications. Then after that, they can also do the analysis with some other concepts or tools. Then we can also some kind of, at the maximum level, they can move on to the creation of new applications. So while we go for doing some kind of projects or other product development activities, then it will reach the create level. If the students, they are really involved in the project or product development activities, research activities, definitely they will reach up to the level of creation level. So if it is not, means it will be false up to the K4 level 1. Okay. Then analysis, that is identifying the motives and causes. Then we can go for the next level, is a evaluation level. So evaluation in terms of while we go for evaluating the solution for the problems, it may be right, it may be 100% right, or it may not be achieved based on our expectation. So that is a evaluation is very, very important. That's by means of for example, by using any specific simulation tools, you have to prove that your concept is correct. So that is why you have to do the evaluation. So there will be a separate rubrics have to be framed, and then we have to check the quality of the work, which is based on some kind of specific criteria. Okay, so these are all the some kind of important terms we need to know. Then create level, that is a put all the elements together to form the functional whole. That's assemble, build, combine, create, design, produce. These are in the highermost level. So if the students, they have understand the concept clearly, and if they have reproduced in the they have applied in some kind of using simulation tools or some kind of real-time softwares, then they can move on to that create level. Affective domain assessment is, that is in terms of, it deals with the attitude, values, and emotions. So the teachers, they can work to promote the growth mindset among the students and develop the lifestyle habits to go beyond the classrooms. So that is inside the classroom itself, means that will falls under within that cognitive level. So if the students, they are going to apply their knowledge outside of the classroom, and if they have do involve in some kind of product development or project development activities, then we can say that that is an affective domain of assessments. that is receiving, that is a awareness and willingness to hear, responding, active participation in learning process, then valuing, the value that one attaches to the behavior, subject, and etc. So these are all the some kind of various activities we are following. Then organization, comparing, synthesizing, and ordering the values. So for that purpose only, I told that the affective domain example is the Viva, conducting the Viva and conducting the project evaluation process. That is an example for affective domain learning. So in that process only, we can do all those things: comparisons, synthesizing, and ordering the values, and everything we can do. Then characterization is also important. So it's a value system that controls their behavior. Then this one is the two different types of assessments, summative and formative. So here you can see that there will be a list of there's a role of teachers is responsible for as a decision maker. At the same time, the students is also responsible in and the decision maker. So here the different types of examples they have listed out, and the assessment of learning. The learning, it may be happen, assessment of learning. Here the assessment for learning. That is a before conducting the assessments, what will be the steps we have taken, and during the assessments what we are going to do, and then for learning purpose only what will be the sequence of assessments we have planned to conduct. So that is these are all the some kind of the assessment of learning. It deals with to demonstrate the achievements. Assessment for learning is to give a feedback on learning and teaching. Assessment as learning, it denotes that to self-regulates and critically evaluate. So this is the kind of different types of methods we are following for assessments. So quiz and test creators, the various assessment tools we have listed out. So formative assessment, Socrative, that is one type of tool we are using. Flickers, that is another tool. Formative, that is another tool. So each and every tools we are using for the separate purpose. For individual purpose only we are using. Some kind of tools may be suitable for very minor level or basic level of questions. Some kind of tools it may be essential for conducting complex level of questions. Here some of the other tools also, assessment tools also we have provided. ExamSoft, Turnitin. Rubrics based assessment, we can have a Ruby Star, iRubric. Then peer assessment process, we can have a peer grade, Critiquilt. So these are all the some kind of other assessment mechanisms. Then learning analytics, that is another thing. So as we have discussed earlier, some kind of analytics process, analytics tools we can use it. So that analytics tools, it will help to understand the how many number of learners have successfully submitted their assignments, and what will be the grade level of individuals. So all those things we can easily analyze it. So Tableau tools we are using for as a data visualization tool. So we can use it to analyze and present the educational data. Bright Bytes, that is another tool that provides a data analytics to help the educators make informed decision about the technology and use in the schools. So here I would like to conclude my session with a small brief what will be the concepts we have discussed so far. It's like a combinations of LMS, virtual classrooms, MOOCs, quizzes, AI-driven tools, and open educational resources help the educators to enhance the teaching, learning, and assessment. So these platforms make the educations more interactive, accessible, and more effective. So these are all the things as a teachers, it's our responsibility to provide the content delivery process at right level and conducting the assessment at right level, and at the same time we can also achieve the 100% of and the content delivery to the learners. That is also very, very important. So it should be reached to the learners at the 100%. If we have a 60 number of students in a classroom, means all the 60 level of students have to receive our content in our whole class time period. So that, and for that purpose only, we are conducting the various kind of assessment mechanisms and various tools, based tools we are using for implementing the teaching learning process. I hope everyone can understand some of the concepts known. I have shared to you all. So if you have kind of doubts or clarifications, let me know. This is my mobile number and mail ID. Thank you. So if you have any kind of doubts or clarifications, let me know, or otherwise let us move on to that.
Yeah, dear participant.
Sir.
Yes, madam.
Yeah, dear participant, do you have any query about the session? Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Now, I would
Thank you,
like
sir.
to take a moment to provide the feedback of our resource person, Dr. S. Sidambaram, Associate Professor in the Department of Information Technology, National Engineering College, Koilpatti, who spoke to us on technology enhanced teaching and learning. Overall, I was fully impressed with our resource person knowledge and expertise in the field of learning and teaching and learning in the new enhanced techniques. The presentation was clear and concise and engaging, and he did an excellent job encouraging the discussion and participants. Thank you once again to Dr. Sidambaram for the fantastic presentation. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, now as we come to the close of this 5 days faculty development program, I would like to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for your participation. Your active engagement, insightful questions, and thoughtful discussion have made this event a truly enriching and successful. I would like to extend my special thanks to our resource persons. Day 1, Dr. S. Ravi, Associate Professor in the Department of Electronics and Communication from Seshadri Rao Engineering College, Andhra Pradesh. And day 2, Dr. S. Geeta, Professor in the Department of Computer Science Engineering, PNM Institute of Technology, Bangalore. And day 3, Dr. R. Vetriveeran, Associate Professor in the Department of Electronics and Communication, BIT University, Vellore. And day 4, Dr. B. Muthukrishnaman,
Sir,
Senior Assistant Professor,
what is
BIT University, Andhra Pradesh. Finally, today,
assessment and formative assessment,
finally
sir.
today, our resource person, Dr. S. Sidambaram, Associate Professor in the Department of Electronics and Information Technology from National Engineering College, Koilpatti, for their informative and engaging session.
Sir,
I
I
would like to
have
thank
questions,
our management, JP College
sir.
of Arts and Science, our principal sir and administrator, and all my colleagues and HODs. Thank you, and we look forward to your cooperation and continued support in our future event also. So we are planning to conduct the next FDP in the teacher-student mentoring, a key to unlocking academic excellence. So already I posted in that our WhatsApp group, and we are searching the resource person. So it will be started from the April first week. And thank you so much to wonderful session and all the participation. Thank you so much, and thank you. I'll be wind up the session, and I'll be posted the feedback form in the inbox. Thank you once again.